Hello and welcome. This is Chris-Ann. I'm coming at you from Elemental Energies with Chris-Ann. And today we are working on the hashtag ABC April 2025 challenge put forth by Margaret of Seven Plaza and Tony of Crafty by Tony. We are working on letter W today. Yay! So we are going to be doing watercolor in the background of a Wreath mini book. You may recall I did a tree tag mini book the other day, and we are going to be doing something very comparable for different decorations and stuff, but for today's video we're going to be doing something very comparable to this. So and then on the back of all of these I do journaling lines so people can journal. This is a functional journal. It's 5 tags that create a tag journal, and then I have fibers here on the ring. It's all held together with one of these rings with some fibers and some dangly bits and charms and things that we've made in other videos. So we're going to be doing a lot of these tag mini books in the next few coming videos. FYI, I have lots of plans of different themes for these. I'm going to be doing a show in September. I need stock built up, and each one of these is unique and different. So this was the tree one. Today we're doing a wreath one. Now I got in a large haul this book for 10 cents, and I got it fully knowing what I was going to do with it. And I have pretty much ripped this book apart, and all of these are going to get cut up with my whale tail punch and put in my little container that I have for all my little whale tails. But I keep these scraps because I cut those up too. And then, you know, I have like other pieces in here. Actually, let me pull these out. I have other pieces in here, and then, you know, the actual book itself has, if I can get my fingers to work, has really nice paper. So I can use this blank paper for maybe cards or something like that. And then this, I use this, makes beautiful backgrounds, etc. So I have sat down and fussy cut out a whole bunch of different wreaths. Now, some of them I did the inside, and some of them I didn't cut out the inside. But these are gorgeous, I think. Absolutely beautiful, beautiful, beautiful wreaths. And then, you know, other little decorations from the book, I cut those out too. I mean, I just loved these. So yes, we're going to be making, love that one. We're going to be making the mini books today, but for future, some of these are also going to be used on greeting cards. So there's a lot of different things. And, you know, this was in one of the pictures. Loved that. Loved that. There's a lot of things that I'm going to do with these little fussy cut wreaths that I cut out. So these 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I have some of the smaller ones here set aside because that's what we're going to be using in no, we're going to use that for something else. That's what we're going to be using in the tag mini book, are these smaller ones. So let me put these away. I am keeping them in this hot mess of a book. It's a hot mess, but for now, it works for me. Each one of my tag mini books have 5 of these large manila tags. I got these on Amazon. I don't remember what I paid. It was a year ago plus, and it was something like, it was in the just under $20 range for like 50 or something. I don't know. It was something that to me was really expensive. I hemmed and hawed over it for a long time. But I have to tell you, they're a really nice weight. I'll try and find them and link them in this video. Remind me. If I don't post them in the description, if I don't link them in the description of this video, it's okay to reach out to me and just say, hey, can you send me that link? And if I can't find it, I'll do my best. Do my best. So because these are sort of smaller tags, I need to go through and see which ones are going to fit. And I think this entire pile that I have here, does that one go? Some of these, it takes me a second to see. Oh yeah, it goes like that. Or thereabouts. Let's see. That one, that might be pushing it. Might be pushing it. That one, I think, is pushing it too. Let me see how this one goes. I'm trying to look at gravity and all of that, which, yeah, I can make that one work. And that one will definitely work. All right, I'm going to put these away because these aren't going to work. So let's put these in my hot mess of a book for another project. Now what I want to do is I want to watercolor the background. Yes, I'm making a large collection of tag mini books to have on my table when I go to do my show. It's a metaphysical fair, and at this show I am speaking. I'm always one of the speakers at this show, which I love. And I'm going to be talking about the art of journaling and using my Oracle deck that is going to be available for that show and sooner. And I'm going to be using these watercolors. Let me just get it sort of saturated. You always pre-saturate your watercolors. These are my metallics. And I am using this set, and I got this on Amazon more than 2 years ago. It's a really good set, I have to say. I'm thrilled with this set. I think it was one, if I recall, that was like, I waited till it went on sale. I don't remember if I waited for the like the Black Friday sale. And then I'm using the Master's Touch number 6 round. It's really long. I don't know why it's so long. I'm debating cutting it down. I don't know, but I don't want to ruin the brush. This is one of the Hobby Lobby brand ones. And then I have my water container here. That's the Dollar Tree brand. These are actually for kids, for kid painting. But what I like about it is I can close the top. I am constantly bonging things with my arms. This is not 100% spill proof, but it is better than not. Oh, and I need my towel's right here. Okay, have my towel. I have a little bit of scrap paper. Actually, I have a couple scrap papers. Let's test some of my ideas. This paint's looking funky now that it got all wet. I haven't used these. I just took the little papers off last night. It's just, that one's looking weird to me. Yeah. I'm not going to use that one. Although it's gorgeous. I don't know. I have a gold here and a bronze here from a different company. Like these little ones that I keep on my desk. Let me just move this out of the way for a second. I am working on the tiny tiniest of spots. So let me move my water container right there. There. Okay. What I want to do is I want to take some of the water off. Why is this dirty? Oh, it's probably, I thought I washed my cup. Maybe I didn't wash my cup as well as I thought I did. Yeah, that appears to be the case. Okay, I want to use some green. Can you? Yes, you can see that. Okay. I want to load my brush up with some greens, and I'm going to make a palette here with different green. Yes, you can see that. Okay, good. Let me add a little bit more water, and let me capture a couple more greens and kind of place them over here. The beauty with watercolor and any paint, frankly, even acrylic, I do this with too. The beauty with paint is you don't have to use that color that it is. You can blend it, you can mix it with other colors. You can create something even beyond what you see right in front of you by mixing different colors. Now, in the beauty of watercolors, by putting it on this is something I used in a project, I don't know, weeks ago. I can come and add water to that, reignite it, and use it again. So I'm picking up a couple different greens. I'm picking up a yellow that, yes, has a lot of green in my yellow because I use yellow as sort of a highlight. And then I want to grab a couple blues. And we're going to add this to this sort of well of blues here. Highlight, low light. Okay. What's this green? Let me see what this green is. Oh, that's a nice dark green. Let me grab a little more of that. Oh, I like that. Okay. So what I'm going to do is I come in right here and I touch and remove a little bit of the water right here. Right here. That's where I'm removing the water from. I am not a trained watercolorist. I am self-taught. It's a hot mess. Don't take what I'm doing as 100% what you're supposed to be doing with watercolor. I enjoy it, period. So what we're going to do, because I have the round brush, I'm going to take the brush, I'm going to press it down, drag it, and lift it up. I have a lot of water on my paintbrush. This is why I'm doing a test. This is my tester. Let's come back in, pick up some other colors. Touch, press, lift. Don't like that one. Touch, press, drag, and lift. Maybe it's how I'm holding the brush. I have another brush here. Let me try this brush. This is even a bigger brush. It's massive. It's mega. It's a number 12, so it's mega. Just test this one. I think I have too much water on that brush too. Hold on. Okay. Ooh, I like this one better. So obviously I'm going to be getting bigger. I was looking for my other little brush. Let me do this. Of course, I'm pushing away. I need to turn this around and pull it towards me. There. That's much better. Much bigger. That's okay. I'm okay with all of that. Okay, where did I put my tags? Here they are. Let me pick up a little bit more green. Now, keep in mind, I am creating backgrounds. And these are going to be behind the wreaths. So just sort of keep that in mind. So let's do a little vine. Now look at, I love to have all the mixture of colors. That's why I play with so many colors. I don't know if you can see, but it's sort of like a darker to a lighter. And let's pick up just the tingiest of that blue. Put a little bit here, add a little green, and then I'm going to pick up a little bit of that yellow. This is the top of the tag. I want to bring the brush towards me. You add a tinge more blue. There. And if I get a dot that is too much water, I can just come and pop it off. Let me add a little bit more paint here. I'm going to dot into the blue, test it, dot into the yellow, test it, okay? I'm good. Here we go. Kind of doing a little bit of a pulling out a stem, then pushing down, and then lifting up. Pulling with a little bit of a stem, pushing down, pulling up. Little stem. Too big of a stem. We add a tinge more of the blue. Load up some different green over here. Whatever I'm doing, whether it's rubber stamping, whether it's painting, whatever, I'm always moving my stuff. I mean, yeah, I'm at a tiny spot here. Let me load up some more, and I want to add a little bit more of that blue and a tinge more of that yellow. Okay, here we go. I'm okay with that coming off the page. I want some of the larger leaves at the very bottom. I think that's pretty just by itself. In all honesty, I think that's really pretty. I don't like some of these globs, but it's artsy. This also isn't watercolor paper. It's the same paper that a manila folder is made with. So I'm going to put that aside. And we have 5 of these to do. So I am going to work quicker. I may not sort of dictate the steps that I'm doing as much. I'm just going to go ahead and do it in real time, and you follow along with me. How's that? Add a little bit more water. I wanted some of these overlapping. All right, I'm twirling my brush and bringing it to a point. Like I said, I am not a watercolor artist. I'm a hobbyist. I enjoy watercolor. It's not something I would ever teach. But I certainly do love it. And I want some of these leaves down here to be much bigger. Add a little bit more there. Okay. Am I 100% on some of these? No. But keep in mind, there's going to be a wreath over these. So let me put that over there to dry. I am going to pull in a couple more green, different greens to my palette, as well as some blue. I'm going to add a little bit more water to my brush. I don't want every single page in this journal to look the same. Whether it be the wreath, the watercolor, the rubber stamping, whatever it is, I want it all to look different. I just want to make sure it's dry. And you're probably watching me going, oh my gosh, you're doing it completely wrong. And that is a very distinct possibility. Or you could be watching going, oh wow, that's inspiring me. Maybe to do it right. Art in general is subjective. And you know, when all the sort of great masters were creating their work, everybody was saying, oh my gosh, you don't do it like I do it. You're doing it right, or you're doing it wrong. It's so subjective. I have found the most important aspect of doing art is to enjoy it. If you are enjoying anything, any job that you have, any art pursuits, anything, if you enjoy it, you're doing it well. So enjoy what you do. If you do it your way, you do it my way, you do it the right way, you do it the wrong way. I don't care. Have fun. Have fun in all that you do. There. Very different than the others. Different angle, a little bit different colors. Yeah, very different colors actually, now that I'm looking at them. And you can make this go as quick or as slow as you want. I'm going to grab a different yellow. I'm going to add it up here to my yellow well with my other brush. And what I want to do, let me clean this off. What I want to do is I want to grab this blue, this blue, this blue, and this blue. like that. Okay, let me get a nice point on this. Let's see. I'm gonna leave that end like that because some leaves have kind of funky ridges. Okay. Definitely a little funkier than some of the others. And now my very last one, I want to clean my brush off. And I want to come into this green, this sort of initial green, add some of that yellow to it. And take some of this water off. Wipe my hand off. Okay, now. I don't want an up and down one. I like curved things. So let's see. We have two going this way and two going this way. Well, I kind of like the ones that go like that. And just for something that's different as a background, it's different than the other little mini books that I'm going to have on my table for sale. So that's what I mean by I want something a little different. Everything I make doesn't look the same or need to look the same, or do I want it to look the same? I don't like, and very, 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 very rarely do I make duplicates of anything. The only occasion I can think of that I've done duplicates of anything is jewelry for a wedding party. Other than that, I don't make duplicates. I hate making duplicates. Yeah, definitely very different than some of the others. Okay, let me safely move this out of the way. I think I want, let me grab my gold. You have different, it's kind of like a bronzy gold. Kind of matches the hole protector. I am just going to come in and tap off a little bit of this. I know it can be reused, but it's very liquid. And I don't want it dripping into this. So there's that. Let me move that out of the way. Got this completely all green. move to the smaller brush. Little green. Let me squirt this with some water. I'm going to do some splatters. Not this one first, because that one's wet. Just going to clean this brush off. I'm going to stick it over here. Oh, that's very saturated. I am going to put that on top of this because that's going to get all of this wet. So just by putting it up here, it's going to protect it a little bit more. Actually, other than that little spot, this is looking pretty dry. Now, I have metallic watercolors. That would have looked pretty to, you know, do the whole thing in metallic. I think there's like a big craze going on with metallic watercolors right now. It's kind of weird. Like, people are painting everything in metallic. And, you know, power to you. Do what makes you happy. That doesn't make me happy. It's not necessarily my thing. I don't mind doing like splatters. And, oh, there, I'm splattering it out already. I don't mind doing splatters and things like that with watercolor. But it's not necessarily that I want to paint the entire thing. So I'm loading up my brush with this very, 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 very saturated sort of gold, bronzy kind of color. I'm going to test this. Ooh, I like that. Yeah, that's what I want. Okay, let me carefully move that now out of the way. And in preparation of this, I have things lined right here, but nonetheless, I'm still getting splatters on all the things I have right over there. Here, let me show you these. Little teeny tiny splatters. That's what I like. On that one. On that one. Now let me safely put that over there. Bring this one in. I safely put that one over there to dry. Bring this one in. Let me tap some of that off. Okay, let me load up my brush again. And I'm just tapping this all around. I do not have the ability to just take my finger and go tap, tap, tap. That does not work for me. So I tap it either on another paintbrush or on a pen. I am really saturating this one, these two, with all those splatters. Okay, let's put that there. Bring that one in. There, so you can see the splatters. And this still is wet right there. I'm just pressing that down and lifting it up. Pressing it down and lifting it up. Okay, last one. Let's load this up. Make sure your area that you have is well protected. You think this splatter isn't getting everywhere? It is. See, I have this paper right here as a protection. Look at how covered it is. I don't know if it shows up on camera, but it's covered. And I don't mind it's there because I'll cut that up and use it. Okay. Let me put this, let me make that space where I keep these right there. Let me clean off my brush. There. Definitely close that immediately. Dry off my brush. Put that away. While I'm doing this video, this is going on the floor. Because if it spills, I don't care about the floor as much as I care about the things that are on my desk, in all honesty. Okay, so let me give you a close-up. Yeah, see, you can see. Well, maybe you can't see. It's all over my mat. Okay. And this is metallic. The one that I just did the splatters with, that has a sheen. That I don't mind using metallic. That's pretty much the only thing I really like to use metallic for, is little splatters. That needs a little bit to dry. Now, I do like layers, and I do like other things sort of in the background. I've contemplated if I want to do a little bit of stamping, and I don't know, I'm kind of feeling like I might. So let's grab, I have my music stamp here, and I'm thinking like in something like this space or this space, that would be pretty. This one's not dry enough. Let me go back to my first ones. Let me see if my heat gun is plugged in. Oh, it is. Okay, let me bring my heat gun out here, and we're gonna dry some of these off. Let me move on to a couple others. This I can still tell is just a tinge damp. And I heat the back so it takes the curl out of the paper. Okay, I am good with that. Let me hang that back up. I have a hook where I hang it up right over there. Okay, now, yeah, looking pretty good. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to take these and put them over here just to get them out of my way. Let's bring back that stamp. I do like there to be a little bit of consistency with the things that I'm doing in a specific journal. In this case, we have the consistency of the vine, we have the consistency of the splatter, and we have the consistency of the theme being wreaths. We're also going to be doing the consistency of the music stamp. Now, I need to see which way this goes. I do this every single time. Yep. That's the top. And yeah, this doesn't 100% fit on my block, so I'm going to be using, for right now, I'll be mostly using this side, I think. And I don't want this stamped directly on this. I want this stamped off. There. It just gives a little bit of a something in the background. Maybe the something's a holy disaster. I don't know. But it's a something. I'm not going to ink this one all the way up. There. Do it right over here. I know there's a lot of people that use their stamps without blocks. Most of the time, that makes me cringe. I'm a stamper. I like a block with my stamp. There. But hey, you do what works for you. I've tried it a couple times like that. I like the benefit of the block. Yeah, I like that. Oh, one more. I consider myself a multimedia artist, so that's why I like layers and I like lots of, oops, I don't like that. Lots of different stuff kind of going on. We'll put the wreath over that. I don't like this corner right here. I don't like that. Okay. But hey, beauty of being a multimedia artist. We can add stuff. You know what? Let me turn this over. I've been using this paper for lots of projects. I need to find the direction. I don't know. Should we go with that one? Oh, I think I like that one. Okay, we're going with that one. Where's my glue? Oh, here it is. because that way it's not covering up too much, but it's covering up that little section that I don't like. Now, I have shown in a lot of videos how I do my lines on the background. I'm not gonna actually do it, but I will show you my stencil that I use. I have this stencil, and I did get that on Amazon. Comes in a pack of 2. And it comes in the wide rule and the college rule. There. So that's going to be on the back of each and every one. I'm not going to do that again. I have shown that a lot. Let's see. We'll do that one there. Oh, there's the writing on the back. That's how I can tell the direction that it goes in. Yeah, I'm brilliant. There. That works for me. There. This one, oh, there's no writing on the back. So much for my plan. That goes like that. Yep. I'm gonna do that one right there. These are going to be something a little bit different than what's going to be on my table. So at this event that I'm doing in September, it's a metaphysical fair. So I will be selling crystals, I will be selling pendulums, I'll be selling a ton of tarot and oracle cards, a ton of crystals actually, lots of pendulums I've made, jewelry, lots of jewelry, and then of course my deck. But I'll be selling things like journals and things like that as well that are a little bit different. I don't want my table and the things I have to be a copycat of everybody else that's going to be there. Like this summer, I've already started growing I grow organic herbs, and then I create witches smudge sticks. That's a recipe that I have created. So my smudge stick, if you don't know what a smudge stick is, it's typically made with sage, and you light it and blow it out like an incense, and it helps you to clear the energy in your home, your space, your work, your car, whatever. I make them using a collection of witchy herbs that not only clears your space but puts love and light back in. So it's doing 2 things at once, which is not common necessarily in a traditional smudge stick. So, I'll be doing things like that. I have a lot of different handmade things. I think I like this one right here. A lot of different handmade things that I'll be having. So I don't want to copy like what my neighbors have. Like there's a friend of mine that always is kind of next to me, and she does very, very pretty stained glass and fused glass. I do fused glass jewelry, but I'm happy to sort of step back from some of that and let her do some of those, because I do so many other types of jewelry. Oh, I think that's all of ours. Oh, let's look. I was debating if I was going to do like tags and stuff on these. I'm not picking these up according to colors and stuff. No, I don't like that. No, I want to keep this a little bit more airy. And then the other thing that I have, my mom made me a whole bunch of bows. And I was thinking I could put a bow on each one. My only thought with that is, would it be too hard to write on the back? I don't know. Let me put a bow here. I don't know. I think it might be doable. Let me trim some of these a little bit down. I don't know. They look good on both sides, I guess. All right, so I'm going to glue these down. I am going to add a decent amount of glue to these so they stick. Let's see, we'll put that right there. My mom got this ribbon the other week or so ago. She's like, here, I made you a whole box of bows. And she did. She's like, yeah, use these. Oh, that works for me. I forget how many yards was on this. So I got a whole bunch of bows. And I want to make sure they're really glued down, because my journals are functional journals. They are made to be written in. They're made to be used. There. Cute. This is another thing that will be very like a common thing throughout the pages. And then I'm using our glitter glue. I'm sure you can tell. Yeah, I think that looks cute, the little bow. If the bows don't stick when I come back and check on them, I will switch to Aleene's tacky glue. I contemplated using like a glue dot to glue these down, but I'm like, I need a lot more coverage than just a glue dot. I mean, glue dots are all well and good. But I wanted a little bit more. Glue it right there. Make sure these suckers will stay there. All right, now I have the rings, these rings right here. I get them at Dollar Tree, and sometimes I have a hard time with my hands. There you go. Whew. That's the hardest part of the whole thing. Oh, actually, I'm going to need that. Now let me decide which one is my favorite to put on the front. So I am doing 5 in every single one of these little journal books. I will come back and do all the lines on the back. And I'm hoping I didn't just ruin all the bows. And I have said in other videos that I'm contemplating 20, charging $20 for these. What do you think? Is that reasonable? And then I have all these different ribbons that I'm going to tie at the top there. I view it as it takes me approximately an hour to do each one. In reality, it takes me longer than an hour to do each one. But I'm going by in general, it takes me an hour to do each one. So I know people use the mathematical equation, so to speak, of they give themselves anywhere from $10 to $20 an hour. And I'm just tying these at the top loop. I like to do some fibers at the top loop. I think it just adds to the beauty. So anyways, I am calculating on the hour, and I know people pay themselves when they sell their art anywhere from 10 to 20 plus per hour. And then you add on supplies and you charge yourself time, like for marketing, for all of that stuff as well. There. I don't know if I will do a little bulb pin on this one with a charm hanging down. I did on my other one. Where did I put my other one? I have this extra bulb pin here. I could just put that here and then put, I don't know if these will fit directly on the bulb pin. I have these little beads. Yep, they will. Although that one's not. It's the big ones. That's what I need. Yep. There. Just something a little bit different. Like I said, each one I'm doing something completely different. I have some other videos that we're going to be doing some other themes of these, and those are going to be very different than this. But let me go through and show you. So here's the fibers. There's that little bulb pin right there. And then for the pages. And because I only did 3 fibers on that ring, they flip up. There. So that's this mini book. We're going to be doing a whole bunch of these mini books, so I hope that's not boring you. But I enjoy doing each one of these individually. Could be, you could use these same techniques in a card, in an art journal, a junk journal, in your scrapbook, whatever the case is. These techniques work in another art medium. So thank you so much for tuning in. I hope you enjoyed this one. Hope it's inspired you with your W projects. Thank you so much for tuning in. Check out my website, elementalenergieswithchrisanne.com. I have some free downloadable, printable things there, as well as a guided meditation. Check out the pre-order for my deck of Oracle cards. It's there on my website. And please subscribe to my channel. I'm so excited. My numbers are climbing. I'd love them to climb even more. So thank you so much for tuning in, and thank you for your support. Take care. Be free.